guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Crown Eurocars, and I want to talk about what would be the best sports car, performance sports car for under $40,000. So we have this 2016 Chevrolet Corvette, that Stingray, the C7, the last of the front engine Corvette, and we're going to try to answer that question. But before we begin that little journey, let's talk about the history behind America's true sports car. 1953, it all started. White with red interior. They made about 300 of them, but boy, in 1955 is when things began to change with the introduction of the V8 underneath the hood. Over the years, the Corvette has really stood for not only style, but also that true American spirit with the performance for that time period. And with the C7, there were some big things that came back, especially the Stingray name. The last time Stingray appeared on a Corvette, believe it or not, was all the way in the C3 generation, the third generation, back in 1976. Does anybody know when the Stingray name first appeared? Time's up, 1963, the first year of the second generation. But one thing is for certain, with the C7, it being the last year of the front engine Corvette, it's gonna go down in history, last generation front engine Corvette, you're gonna find some amazing deals on these particular sports cars because of the introduction of the 8th generation of the Corvette, the C8 with the mid-engine Corvette. But let's go ahead, dive into 2016 and find out really, is it the best performance sports car, pre-owned sports car for under $40,000? Right off the bat, love the look of the C7 generation. Really has a Stingray appearance to the front end of the car. And that's what I've always liked about the Corvette, is that no matter what generation you're going with, it has those particular styling touches. You can see what they did with the headlight design. You got full LED turn signals, daytime running lamps, and that projector beam style headlight in there, blacked out. And with the black vehicle, it just looks very, very sinister. As we come down across that open grille, what I like about this one, it's got the chrome delete. Now, in 2014, which is the first year of the C7 Corvette, standard you would get a chrome strip here. On this particular one, it's been blacked out. You also have the blacked out iconic badge of the Chevrolet Corvette, the cross flags, checkered flag, and the Chevrolet bow tie flag. Go Google it, use the Google. You'll see back in 1953, they had very, very similar setup with that emblem. Now, as we drop down, this is gonna be all functional. If you're wondering, well, Joe, is this gloss black? Actually, Chevrolet calls it carbon flash metallic. It actually has a metallic tinge to it, and I think that's a lot better than just straight up gloss black. You can see 2016, this Corvette has definitely aged very well. I love the addition of the splitter points that kind of stick out on both sides there, gonna give us extra downforce. Going up onto the hood, last time the front engine, so there's an engine under there, reverse opening hood. That's been something that's been on a Corvette since 1953. You do have your functional heat extractor / aerodynamic device, so air comes in to the front, it's gonna get pulled out across the top of the hood there. You can see all the creases, all the folds, really has a design element like none other. When we come around the bend, what are we working with on this 2016 Corvette? You're gonna have staggered wheels. So up front, this is a 19-inch wheel. I'm glad they went with the gloss black. You got the Corvette badge stamped into the wheel. Nice, massive Brembo caliper, bright red with the Corvette script. That's gonna help clamp down on that fully ventilated rotor. Now, the nice thing is that this is not a Z51 performance option Corvette, but you're still getting great braking capability, and I'm glad they went with the red. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what kind of tire size we got up front? You have 245 on the width, and this is a very, very slim 35 series sidewall. These are Michelin tires, gonna give you some nice grip, some nice stick, those Pilot Super Sport tires. Out back, the diameter is a little taller, but it's definitely wider, because remember, these Corvettes are rear-wheel drive, and you wanna get that traction to the ground. Now, as we go down the side, here is something that is so iconic with the Corvette. It's your side fender vent. Look, throughout the years, they've had some type of design element with either a fender vent or something that was supposed to be mimicking a fender vent. You can see the Stingray badge. I love the way they brought this out in 2014, blacked out, looks really clean, and you have that carbon flash metallic. This is a functional side vent. It looks stunning. Going down the side of the Corvette, everything blacked out, very, very sharp lines. The way they did this generation, they did a great job with incorporating some very sharp lines, but also some nice flow to the rest of the car. As you come to the rear, you're gonna have another functional air scoop on both sides. Now, this is not for brake cooling. This Corvette, like many generations before it, has a transaxle. So what that means is the transmission is mounted in the back. This is to help bring some cool air to cool that transaxle. We'll drop down and take a look at what we're working with. Rubber size out back, 285. So you got 285 on the width. You even, like I said, have those nice Brembo calipers, all four corners, good size rotor. This is gonna give you that extra performance. Now, if you want even more performance, you would go Stingray Z51. You would check off that box when you're looking for your pre-owned Corvette, Z51 option, or remember you could go Grand Sport, Z06, and of course the ultimate ZR1. Now when we get to the tail end, the way the hatch, because technically this is a hatch that opens here, it's not a trunk, it's a hatch. I love the way the body lines come towards the rear. You got a beautiful rear spoiler, just enough kick up, everything blacked out. This looks like a miniature Batmobile, super sinister, functional venting on the rear. And then this was that new taillight design. I wasn't really in love with it. It's grown on me, but if you look over the years, it's all been about the round taillights, but still has that unique Corvette look. And I think the back of the C7 looks way better than a C8, the brand new generation. Coming across the middle, last time you're gonna see the quad exhaust all jumbled together. Really nice look, the V8 sound, and then of course the cross flags at the back with your Corvette badge. But why don't we go ahead, let's open up that hood and see what's underneath in this Corvette. All right guys, time to open up that reverse opening hood. It's been like this since 1953. Underneath that hood is that naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8. I am gonna have to zonk it right off the bat because this intake cover that they have here looks terrible. Doesn't look sexy. When you open up the hood of a performance sports car, I want to see sexy. Going back to my 1985 Corvette with the L98 tuned port fuel injected engine, it was sexy. This though, it's all plastic. I guess the Corvette script is okay, but they could have done a lot more here. But performance wise, they definitely brought the numbers for you. You're looking at 455 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you go with the Z51 option, you could actually get a few more horsepower. This car weighs around 3,300 pounds. Lucky day for us, it's got the slick shifting 7-speed manual transmission. You can get an 8-speed automatic. MPGs in the city around 16, on the highway around 29, 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds, quarter mile in 12.3, and a top speed around 187 miles an hour. Having the engine up front, having that naturally aspirated V8, remember this is older technology still in this Corvette. It's a push rod V8, no overhead cams or anything like that on this particular Corvette. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see what the Stingray sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2016 Corvette Stingray. So think about it. 2016 would probably be a good year to get. 2 years into the production run, sometimes getting that first year, you could have some teething problems. And like you already saw probably on the windshield, you're looking at $38,000 for this car, a little bit above $38,000. Falls right into our category. Is this the best sports car, performance sports car for under 40? Let's see what you get. Now, to the door panels, a lot of dark material, but the great news is it's soft. I love the white stitching. That gives us some nice contrast. You got the Bose sound system and a little bit of silver on the door handle there. Nice soft armrest, and you have a little cubby there for some race-winning Twinkies. When you get to the dash, same thing. The 7th generation really brought up the level of fit and finish. Your passenger has AC controls over there for them that they can have go up or down depending on what they want. So obviously you have dual climate, that stitch work. They got a nice oh crap handle for them. And then everything is very driver focused. So you're gonna have that 8-inch infotainment system screen. What I like about the system is that it has that safety feature where if you go to valet your Corvette, you hit this and you could put some important items in there, maybe your cell phone or whatnot if you don't want to carry it with you, and then you could put in a code and have it all locked up. I love James Bond features like that. Nice clear graphics, super easy to get through and navigate through, so that really makes it easy. You can see you have your OnStar and all that kind of stuff all pushed into here very easily. You drop down, you have your dual climate control. This is for your blower fan switch. There's your start stop button, AC controls, and then you have your Corvette Stingray badge, which is a very nice touch. Open that up, you got your 12 volt, run your radar detector, you're gonna want it in this car. 2 cup holders, kind of basic, no big deal. Trust me, if this was my Corvette, you're not bringing any drinks in here anyways. You have your mode selector knob, which I'll show you when you come over to the business end, how you could go through the different modes. You got your electric e-brake. I like this brushed aluminum trim. I wish they would have used this a little bit more on this area. So I'm gonna zonk this flat black. This brushed aluminum is nice. This is the magic right here. Slick shifting, 7-speed, not a 6-speed, 7-speed manual transmission, nice short throws, great engagement. I cannot wait to drive this. Armrest has a nice soft touch to it. One thing I noticed, and this is something that you're gonna wanna look yourself, is that this has been a major wear area on Corvettes. Obviously people getting in, getting out, having their armrest. I've noticed that on the armrest you get this Ripley effect. So something just to be aware of. Here is your Corvette Key Fob. It's tasteful. Remember, it's 2016, so don't expect anything too much, but it's got the Corvette flags on it. You could open this up. You're not fitting a Twinkie in there. If you put a Twinkie in there, you're gonna squirt cream everywhere. But the good news is you got 2 USBs and another 12 volt. Seats are great. This is, obviously the non-performance option seat, but still has great bolstering, full leather, love the stitch work. And then of course you're gonna get power assist for the passenger and the driver. And I love the Corvette sill plate there. That's one thing you'll notice. If the last time you've been in a Corvette is the 4th generation, like the one I own, you used to have to fall into it. That's how high the sills are. Getting in and out of these C7 Corvettes, so simple. And then this one has the optional nice see-through glass top. Gives it a little bit extra open, airy feel. Plus you have your frameless auto dimming mirror, which is another nice touch. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2016 Stingray. All right guys, business time. Behind the wheel, we have that nice sill plate to welcome you every single time. Steering wheel, spot on the money, great thickness. I love the contrast stitching, a little bit of that nice brushed aluminum look, flat bottom. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, why are there paddles on the back of a steering wheel with a manual transmission? Remember, this has rev match feature. So what that means is you don't have to heel toe downshift yourself. You actually could allow the car to do it for you. And if you want to turn it off, you just hit the paddle. It's really easy to do. It's the same paddles off of the automatic transmission Corvette, so they kind of wanted to keep that the same. I got plenty of headroom in here, and I'm telling you, you'll feel less cramped in here than you do a Camaro. Down below, you get a good sized dead pedal. You got that nice 3rd pedal, the clutch, and then you have your brake and throttle with some brushed aluminum accents on it. Dash, very large, so that's an 8-inch TFT display. You can see we could go into different modes very easily by twisting the knob, and then that is going to actually change up. So we have weather, so depending on what the weather situation happens, then you could go into eco, you could go into tour, sport, and then finally back to track again. Analog speedometer is kind of redundant on the left, and then you have obviously your analog fuel and coolant gauge. This one does not have a head-up display because this is a base Stingray, but still looks phenomenal in here. Let's check out the cargo area and see, can you daily drive this C7 Corvette? All right guys, time to check out underneath the hatch. So we flip this up and you can see the amount of room that we have in here. Previous owner gave us some nice extra all-weather floor mats, really wide opening. And I'm telling you, you could go get the groceries, you could go pick up your son or daughter from school and have plenty of room back here for their backpack, their books, whatever they have. That's what makes the Corvette, well, one of the many things that makes the Corvette such an amazing sports car is not only are you gonna get that performance aspect of it, but you're also gonna get the usability, and that might be the selling point to your significant other, which allows you to park this in your garage. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take America's sports car for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2016 C7 Stingray. Even though this is just an entry-level Stingray, you're still gonna get that same great Corvette feel, the heritage, and that naturally aspirated V8 just sounds sick in here. It really, really does. And a 7-speed manual transmission, which remember, on the C8, you cannot get a manual transmission. But clutch engagement is real simple. It's got a nice, good pickup point. You wanna get on it? On throttle, here we go. Yeah! I mean, it is phenomenal. It is so crazy how fast this Corvette accelerates, and the sound, that pushrod V8 sounds glorious. It really does. It's just an experience that you have to really understand it. Seats are comfortable everywhere in here. The materials, they really up their game in the C7 generation. This 7-speed is so slick shifting, it really is. And the automatic rev match downshifting works flawless. But like I was telling you, that clutch engagement is so light, so nice. You hear it? That's that auto rev match feature. On throttle, here we go. Second gear. Third gear, feeling good. On the brakes, brakes feel nice. Downshift in a second, get some pops out of the back. Let's do a turn in here. Here we go. On throttle. Wonderful. Wonderful. Like, it's crazy to see the performance, because we're all like brainwashed into think, I gotta have a Z06 to get crazy performance in a Corvette. I gotta have a ZR1. You're getting gobs of performance for this price point. Remember, this car is less than $40,000. But one thing you'll notice in this car is that we have been brainwashed to think that we need these big names. You need a Z06 to really have the performance. You need a ZR1. The Stingray is so capable all by its lonesome, and for people who are just gonna drive the car, especially on the regular streets, it's more than enough. It really is more than enough. But let's do another little acceleration test here. On throttle, here we go. That sound of that V8, oh my, I love it. I love it. Zora Arcus Duntov was so wise in being the man that said, hey, we need to put a V8 in this Corvette. 1955, he made it happen. Small block Chevy. This car, I'm telling you, these are cars that make driving fun. Really do. Really, really do. Look at this. Here we go. Brakes. Feedback coming to the wheel. You really feel connected. It just shows this. It's funny because we all think, like I said before, we all think that the ZR1 really showcases what the engineers are capable of, and it does. But I think we really need to take our hats off to the engineers for making the base Corvette perform and be an experience like it is, because it really is that amazing of an experience. On throttle. Wow, wow, wow. I love this thing. I love Corvettes, I really do. I really do. And I like the C7 better than the C8 overall. Especially this thing is just for under 40 grand. We're talking about under $40,000. Unbelievable. All right, guys, here we go. get back to Crown Eurocars. I hope this proved that for under $40,000, you're getting a lot of car here. But we're gonna get back to Crown Eurocars and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Crown Eurocars. Definitely got to thank Nicole and the rest of the crew getting us access to one of their primo prime examples of a pre-owned car that they get here. This 2016 Corvette Stingray, definitely for less than $40,000, you're getting a lot of car, a lot of performance, a lot of fun for the money, and I highly, highly recommend it. But if it's cars like these that you want to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raised Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner. He's loving this Corvette. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.